Hey, welcome to the post-game, post-show recap show. I'm World's Greatest Chad. Over here, my buddy Ghost Llama down here. Our good friend Scott Makita, my partner in crime from Deer Creek. How you guys doing?
Not too many crimes. Not too many crimes.
Well, a couple of crimes, basically. Great show tonight. Llama, I'll throw it right to you. What did you think?
I think it was a great show. I think it was definitely like a homemade peanut butter and jelly like your mom and dad used to make. Like it was like the crisp, like comfortable tweezer second set opening, like Wonder Bread. You know what you were going to get. Everything in there was kind of jammy. There was only 16 songs and they were all a little bit played. Like it was really good. I think overall it was an exciting show. Like I wish I could have been there. How about you, Scott? What did you think overall?
It was pretty good.
Nice.
Overall. I think there were some. I don't know. I think I'll talk more about it maybe track by track.
I got a question before we go track by track because we all watched the live Phish stream.
Yeah.
Is it different watching it when you can see them communicate on stage and you can see them like actually doing their job as opposed to just being in the crowd and having the crowd audience noise?
Tonight there were moments where you could actually hear them talking. Like I knew they were playing Wolfman's because I heard Trey say it. Like, you want to do Wolfman's? And like, I don't care. Oh, well, I don't care either. Let's do it. And like, I didn't hear any of that kind of banter between the band, at least. And I don't know if that was Trey getting too close to a mic or, you know, what happened there. But I don't know. It was kind of cool being on the couch and being able to focus in on something like that, you know. And I think at a show, even when they're talking on stage, all I'm hearing is like, blah, 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 blah.
I was thinking
the moment's too big and, you know, the crowd is making noise and shit. So,
I was thinking about that a lot, Scott. I was thinking about, like, you've done 5 shows in a row. I did 3 shows and took the week off and then couch toured tonight, obviously. And after 5 shows in a row, what was it like? What was your experience like laying on the couch and watching it?
Very relaxing. And
there's no pressure.
Nowhere near as intense. But at the same time, like, I don't know, kind of made me miss like being there a lot, you know, and like I could have made it Atlantic City happen, but you know, I didn't, and I don't know.
The one thing I'm bummed about is I missed this. Tonight was Weekend Wook's daughter's first show. And I would have loved to have been there for that. Like,
that was tonight, right?
Yeah, it was tonight. Brought her to the show tonight. She was wearing this adorable T-shirt that said, "Make my MoMA dance." it was great. So I hope she had a great show.
Do you think Phish made her MoMA dance?
Well, not tonight. They didn't. Maybe I don't know if she's doing the whole run or not. But we'll see. So like,
her mama can dance. I can confirm.
What's that?
Just so we're clear.
Her mama can dance.
Her mama can dance.
Oh yeah. Oh, you saw? Yeah, you danced with her mama at Hershey.
Hell yeah. She can get down.
Right on.
Well, she did a lot of dancing. I did a lot of, man, my legs fucking hurt. I hope if I just stand here and nod my head, it's cool, you know. I was in pretty rough shape at Hershey. My legs had like given out on me.
Sometimes you just gotta vibe out.
Yeah, man. You sat on the ground for half of Deer Creek.
Well, I had a kind of indescribable moment night 2 that just kept me there for a little bit of the first set, but I rallied and got up, and I think I finished strong.
That's good.
There were parts of the first night that, like, I was like, I could take a break here, and it was the right call because the second set kept me moving that night. So,
speaking of first nights, how about that opener, Cars, Trucks, and Buses for the first night of Atlantic City?
Liked it a lot. Wasn't expecting it. Very good call.
Love it, especially with everybody complaining about the traffic getting in there.
Oh, totally.
You know, it felt like
perfect call.
And I will never, ever hate a Cars, Trucks, and Buses. I don't care what they do to it. I just like, I love that song so much. It's such a great page vehicle. Yeah, and also one of the three. Did we count 3 songs that were not repeats tonight? It was Cars, Trucks, and Buses. I didn't know, and Come Together, Rise Up were the only new tour dates tonight.
Well, before we keep talking, we have a special guest joining us live from the show. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. Kev, how's it going?
No shit on the beat.
This is what the aftermath looks like.
Just wanted to say, hey,
Kev.
I've never been in a casino before, so.
Oh boy.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay.
Good show.
He's never been in a casino.
I find that hard to believe.
Seriously, what just happened?
I find that so hard to believe.
So hard to believe. I had a question about cars, trucks, and buses. If we want to get back to that.
Anytime Kev wants to drop back in, please just bring him in and interrupt whatever we're doing.
All right. That'll be the bit for tonight when Kev interrupts. Do you guys prefer instrumental openings or songs with lyrics for your first song?
Oh, so like Buried Alive,
Landlady. I like the instrumental ones. I think
I do too.
First Tube's another one.
Yeah, if you put it like that, I do like that.
I didn't think about that until I was like, this Cars, Trucks, and Buses is awesome as an opener.
I don't know that I have so much as a preference as I do. Like any of those will work over a lot of songs that do have words, but I would easily take like so many songs that have words to open a show too. So
I'm not hip enough on my stats to know if Cars, Trucks, and Buses has ever opened a show before.
I believe it has.
It has. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I always feel like it's like a middle of the first set kind of like. Drop it in there, give Paige his bone,
Cars, Trucks, and Buses has opened a set before. Prove us wrong, listeners.
Okay.
I can't give you a date right now, but I would say that they have, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. And then they followed that up with AC/DC Bag, which is another opener kind of song. So
short.
And another
run. But good.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
It's kind of your show. I just start talking, so I don't know. Go ahead.
AC/DC Bag's been another staple of this tour.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. One thing I noticed was, before when we did our pre-show little meeting, Llama and I, he was asking me to pay special attention to Paige tonight because he wanted to talk about that. Whoa. Go ahead.
I did, but unfortunately, it looked like whatever Paige's issues were at Deer Creek has been fixed because there was a lot of times where he'd be looking at the camera or past the camera to like his technician, and he would give him like 2 up, 3 up. And I was wondering what those kind of things were, but there wasn't a lot of that tonight. So I think they fixed whatever issue it was.
Oh, that's just adjusting the monitor. Like he's probably 1, Trey's 2, Mike's 3, Phish's 4, or something like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It was just one of those like watching them live on Live Phish, like you see them on stage. So you see these guys working at their jobs, and it's a much different, to me anyways, like it's much different. It's like a good peek behind the curtain that you don't really notice even when you're up front because you can't really see,
Yeah, that's true. What I was going to bring up with Paige, and we're already 11 minutes into the show. And we're on the song. So Paige has been playing that Wurlitzer, like riding it like a donkey this tour. Like he's been putting it down like and something I noticed is that from the last tour to this tour, Paige switched his rig around. So if he has the piano here, his organ used to be over here. Now his organ is straight behind him, and he put the Wurlitzer and the Rhodes on the other sides of him.
Okay.
And so that when he's playing that Wurlitzer, he's facing the rest of the band. And that's really interesting. And so he's riding that thing a lot. And it's just in AC/DC Bag, I really, really noticed it. It was like, oh, he's normally not playing that in this section, but he's doing it. Yeah.
We're gonna come back to that later on when we start talking about the second set because I have some questions. But
Okay, cool. Let's move on. Blaze
Yeah.
on. Blaze on. I mean,
Yeah.
all right. We did Blaze on again in the first set. That's dope.
well, last time it was in the second set. So do you like it in
Yep.
the first set or the second set?
I like where it went a lot more in the second set, but I don't, I think that has to do with I think set placement determines Blaze On's length usually.
Right.
Yeah. And it also was like it was just them being relaxed tonight. It went into the whole thing of like, we're gonna play the greatest hits that we played on tour so far. Like, it really felt like a greatest hit show for me.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I actually was saying that to myself a couple times throughout the show.
Yeah. It's like, hey, here's the songs we've jammed out in other places that you weren't at. Welcome to your first show back, Atlantic City. Here's the shows.
Yeah.
Here's the songs we played in Nashville, Alpharetta, Deer Creek. So that's cool. And then Wolfman is.
Well, hold on. I was looking at the stats for Blaze On, and since its debut, it's been constantly in the rotation. Like, they constantly play that song a lot anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't really consider that like a bad or a repeat that isn't expected.
Yeah, no, I think it's becoming a staple, and I think they're putting their stamp on it. And then, like, I mean, with the Deer Creek version and now tonight's version, I think it's really like, hey, we're gonna, if we get into Blaze On, just buckle your seatbelt, we're going.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah. And then they followed it up with Wolfman. So,
what's that word?
Wolfman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like you said woof.
Woof, like a dog?
Yeah, like Wolfman.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. What did you think of it?
I'm sorry, Jason in the chat said he counted cars, trucks, and buses opening the show 15 times.
Yeah, I think the first time it was ever played, it opened, but I don't know what date that was. Like, I don't know, September 97 or something.
The last time it opened a show was
96. I don't know what year it was. 95.
2013.
There you go. I'll trust Brett on that. I mean, these guys are on .net, so I'm like, okay, like, we're trying to do a live show here. We don't have
Yeah, they're definitely on .net and doing it, which is good. We appreciate the help.
Yeah, and if you have any other comments, please post them. And also like, subscribe, and leave your comments on our show, and go to wookplus.com and check out the blog. Scott writes for us. Scott, I'm trying to point.
Sometimes, yeah.
Writes for us.
Sometimes.
Llama writes for us, and I wrote one article for it. So
yes, one article. It was great. It was about dicks. We're gonna republish it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, back to Wolfman's. Like, I feel like they're playing it too much. Like, I don't want to hear it again.
I still hear you saying Wolfman. So I don't care.
I don't care.
Every time.
I've had a few brewskis. Like, it happens.
Woof.
Wolfman. Woof.
I thought it was probably the highlight of the first set. It was very good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. I would
After
go to
that,
the next song. I would go to I Didn't Know being the highlight of the first set.
Oh, with the first vacuum solo of 2021.
Vacuum solo tour.
I mean, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
There's no guitar, and I didn't know. So
I can play that song on guitar then.
For that one particular reason, it's like, okay, let's let Trey pick the guitar back up now, please.
But he did go on the drums for a little bit, which is nice.
I know. I always like to see that. I like the comedy of it. And Phish was holding notes tonight on the electric.
He actually was.
I know.
Summer of Sustain.
That was pretty cool. No, I love the whole theatrics of the whole thing. It's great. But
anyways, moving along, guys. We're at the 15-minute mark. We need to keep it trucking.
We gotta go.
What's wrong with
Funky Bitch, I didn't listen to because my internet crapped out.
Great that it happened. I mean, I kind of was hoping I would catch one at some point. Never did. So cool.
Yeah.
You're still chasing Funky Bitch?
No. Just, one of those songs, like, be cool if they played it.
Yeah.
And I see it, but I've seen it.
Wait.
I hear you.
You're saying you have. Okay, cool. Rift.
I actually thought it was played fairly well. better than
fairly
Deer
well.
Creek's version. It was much better than Deer Creek's in comparison. I'm just saying Deer Creek's was not a good version of Rift. You shouldn't listen to the first 3 minutes of the one if you haven't. But tonight's was good. Trey made it through it.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Our bar is so low. Trey made it through it.
No.
He's been struggling with that song for a long time, man. He really has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not very consistent with making it through that song clean.
Can you explain how he struggles with it for like somebody like me?
Just misses a lot of the notes that he shouldn't be. Or I mean, he wrote the songs, but I get why he's missing them.
He's behind.
But they won't. Yeah. It's like he's slow or he's hitting every other note in points. But it was a solid riff tonight, which is what Brett's saying here. Good riff. But I don't know. It's been a while, I feel, since he's made it through.
Yeah. Now, how about Sand as a closer? I thought it was good.
Excellent. Great.
Well, and
on the beach, you kind of expect it at some point. So,
yeah, and just to kind of bring it around to what Scott was saying about let Trey play, like one thing I noticed about Sand, and maybe it's always been this way and I never noticed it, but the whole jam section is Trey never plays a chord. He's soloing the whole time. And it's like, it's just an interesting, like, I would love to see that song. I mean, tonight's version especially, like, I would love to see that song breathe a little bit because it felt like a tab version. Like, where it was like, Trey's like, I got to carry this. And it's like, well, hold on. Mike and Paige got your back. Like, just rock out some chords and let Paige, like, take it. I don't know. I was just noticing it was like Noodle City for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know. Like, it didn't complete me. And then the set was short. I thought it was a very good set, but it was surprisingly short. And it was surprisingly like, okay, that's a weird way to end it. It felt like something was going on.
I think there was bad weather coming in and they were trying to shorten the show like completely, but still give people their money's worth, which is a delicate balance. And I think they pulled it off.
Yeah.
Especially with that second set opener of Tweezer. Like, how great was that?
It was great. Like, yeah. So, like, I think Tweezer, Gin, Everything's Right can all kind of go together. Like, where it's sort of like, again, it's the greatest hits of 2001 tour so far. And they just laid them all together. And Tweezer was phenomenal. I really thought Tweezer was phenomenal. The segue from Tweezer into Gin, Lama, you and I were talking about this a little bit. I love that they brought back the old Tweezer ending where they slowed it down. Like, I used to love that. And it was like, if I can like shoot back to like fall 96, it was like when Tweezer would end, it would just crawl to that slow motion like you're stuck in the freezer.
Right.
And then it would go into something else. I love that ending.
So I have a question about that though. Like, right after that, and they were going into Jen, like Trey was strumming palm muted on the guitar, and then Paige counted everybody else in. Were they not expecting Trey to like segue into Jen, or is that just how they usually do it? Like, was it an actual segue, or was it Trey just saying, "Hey, I want to change
Tweezer down to pretty much a complete halt, and then started Jen, if I remember.
Yeah,
right. So it wasn't really a segue, right?
Yeah,
I don't think
it came in a little rough. I don't think everybody knew that they were all slowing down to that point. And there were some. It took a little catching up to do, I think, by the rest of the band, and Trey was trying to just bring it down,
Okay.
Yeah, and
that's the way it sounded, but it took a little bit for the other members to come in.
Right.
But I first of all, I loved the Tweezer was very good. I thought it came out a little short, even though it went 22 minutes, but the last like minute or two were kind of, like I said, they just kind of slowed down. The Gin I thought was going to a great place, and I almost wasn't happy when I felt like it kind of got ripcorded into the Everything's Right. So, but I liked where I felt Gin ended up fell a little short for me, where I felt like it could have gone a lot longer. But overall, they were both well played. That whole segment was, well played and very good. Deep jam.
I know why it didn't go a little longer. Somebody on Twitter said oh, this is going to be a 5-song second set. And the moment you do that, you piss
should
off.
Right.
You ruin it. Yeah. So
Ruin
if
it.
you want 5 songs, don't talk about 5
Just
songs
shut
until
up.
it ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Otherwise, the jam band Illuminati will talk into their little earpieces and say,
Right.
play 6 songs. And then
And
next
it's
thing you
real.
know, yeah, you get a Rise come together.
Well, we had a possum in 2001 in there. But
We did, but the
A
possum was good.
6-minute 2001 that should have went on forever.
Yeah.
Just keep the dance party going on the beach. Seemed like curfew was midnight because they played just past 11:30.
Did they?
no, it was before 11:30.
Yeah, it was before
I think.
11:30. Yeah,
Yeah.
they quit about 11:15.
Yeah.
I meant after 11, so you wouldn't think
Yeah.
all right. My whole point was you wouldn't think the curfew was 11:30, and they played pretty well after 11. So
Right.
I'd have to imagine the curfew's 12, and they could have kept it going, right?
They could have. They could have, but
Especially the way Kuroda's lights were looking the whole night. Like they could have just fucking everybody just let's turn it up and fucking turn it loose and get going. And
I was just gonna say that, Llama. I love Skoy's comment. I just saw that. What's curfew for a made-up venue?
that made up
for real,
venue,
they could
I
have
don't
probably
know.
went. Maybe they can go till fucking 2 a.m. or whatever. Who knows? Just keep going. Why stop?
Just pay the police department whatever you want. You know.
It's Jersey. Yeah, there's no rules in Jersey.
Kind of like a hometown show for Trey though too. So it's like, all right, come back,
Yeah.
take it easy the first night, but what I was getting into is it sets up to maybe the possibilities they could stretch it all the way to midnight one night and go a little deep. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can only hope, right?
I think speaking of stretching it a little deep, we're at 23 minutes right now. I think 2001 again. Give me Kuroda Cam. God damn it, Phish.
Yeah. Just the whole second set. Give me Kuroda
Just
Cam.
give me
I agree.
Kuroda Cam. Like, I mean, after seeing it live at Deer Creek, like, and being back on the lawn and seeing the whole thing, and we didn't even have the moving lights back at Deer Creek, but I was like, that's the view I want. Like, I don't need to see it. A couple of close-ups of those guys, fine. But during 2001, just give it to me. Just like I want that choice to be like, let me
The
look.
lights were really sick at Hershey, man, because that's all there was the lights. They didn't have any screens anywhere. So
No. And
was
both shows you had full moving rigs, which was really nice. Because at Deer Creek it didn't move.
Didn't.
no, it wasn't moving.
Right.
It's
But you had a
bummer.
couple of the Travis white light moments where Kuroda is like, this is the peak of a jam. I'm hitting the white light. And those are always great. I like those. We got it in Possum. We got it in 2001.
Yep.
And then, I don't know. To me, Rise Come Together didn't fit where it was placed.
It grew on me tonight, actually. It was sort of like, I'm like, this could close a show. Like, I did not
like
see
the closing section a lot. The way,
come
it's
together.
being like again, where it's like being brought down, but Trey is kind of just unleashing behind it. It's growing on me too.
Oh yeah, like my favorite part was the Trey solo and the Harry Hood, which came next. Like I just loved that little solo. Like I don't know, it spoke to me.
He
It was
always,
a pretty greatest hitsy length kind of Hood for me. I don't know.
Right, but if I'm gonna go see Phish on the beach and the first night they play their greatest hits, I'm gonna be happy.
They played.
Yeah.
They chose well. Is all I'm saying overall.
Yeah.
I think that the
They
songs
chose very well.
They could have chose to take songs that I thought were getting to really nice places a little longer.
Yeah.
Especially that Gin. Though that Gin was like, why did we have to rush into Everything's Right? We could have easily just gone for like 45 minutes with the Tweezer and Gin combined, but no, it gets cut down to I don't know.
That's all right. I mean, I don't know.
Like,
I liked it.
35 instead or some shit.
What were your thoughts about the More being in the closing spot?
Next,
I would have rather More and Rise Up Come Together be flipped. Like, I think that Rise Up
Really?
Come Together is in a good spot to be a closer for a show. That's just my opinion, but
I'd rather
Like,
have More as the closer. Like I liked it.
Yeah,
So we're
that's
opposite. Yeah.
yeah. All right, that's fine.
We'll
That's what
fight
we
that
do
one
here.
out one day.
That's what we do here. Part of the interruption.
Yeah.
And then Loving Cup Encore. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of their better encores.
I like
this tour. The encores have kind of been that or Santos. You know,
Right.
Yeah, which
right. Or
are both good
Sleeping
though.
Monkey Slave. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's no, I mean, overall, again, I'm gonna reiterate, I think this was a great show because it was a greatest hit show. They're like, hey, here's all the stuff we've already done. Here's a couple new things, but we're gonna play them for you because you haven't seen them yet. Because I bet there was a bunch of people in Atlantic City that haven't been on tour so far.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a kind of a good call on their part.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And again, it was Weekend Wook's daughter's first show. And what a great first show. Like, if I looked at that set list.
Yeah, that's good for your show.
I mean, it's a great first show. Like, way to go, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of first shows, do you know what tomorrow afternoon is?
Saturday the 14th.
I don't know what day. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's our first lot show from Atlantic City.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to be broadcasting live.
Yeah.
Party starts early tomorrow.
Yeah, at 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll see Weekend Wook and Great Went doing a show live from the lot, and we'll be here in the studio, and we're doing it in collaboration with Fan Art. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Please tune in. That would be awesome. We'll be right here. WookPlus.com.
So make sure you like and subscribe so that way you can tune into it tomorrow.
Yep.
But there's supposed to be a lot of special guests lined up, so I'm excited about that.
Speaking of special guests, Kev ran into Greg Knight tonight.
He did, which was good for him. Like, Greg Knight's the PR guy for Goose, and he ran into him at a Phish show. So awesome.
He was also a guest of ours on the lot, and they ran into each other at the Phish show. Greg came up to Kevin and said, "Hey, I recognize you."
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, I want to thank you for coming on and joining me for the after show. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're hitting at almost 30 minutes, which is a long time. I want to thank everybody for watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. Hopefully tomorrow, quick. What are your guys' calls for tomorrow?
I think Tuesday Reprise gets saved until Sunday. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, we didn't get a reprise tonight.
No, it's Sunday.
Sunday, I like it.
Do it right.
I didn't even
know. Not
notice.
Tomorrow. Sunday.
Sunday, I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sunday prize. All right.
All right.
I was like, okay.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Tune in. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. And have a good night. It was a great show. Thank you guys for coming on. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Right here.
Thanks, guys.